You all today. I'm going to launch a quick poll, and I just have a question for those that are on the call. I know some people are continuing to log in as we begin, but I want to know, do you currently use Edge Live with your borrowers? Yes or no? Have you leveraged this feature? Do you know about this feature? So we have about 50%. Some says yes, some says no. Well, great, because this is the session to show you how to leverage this particular feature within Mortgage Coach. And for those that said yes, I want you to locate that control panel for me and just advise, how do you use it? Do you use Edge Live to just highlight different price points? Or do you use Edge Live to maybe add another product? In the question area, can you just type what you use or how do you use Edge Live, and how do you leverage from it? So those that selected yes, if you would be so kind to just let me know how. Do you change another product? Do you show your customers that way? And right in the question feature, you can answer that question for me. So I'm going to go ahead and close the poll right now. So about 80% says no, they do not use Edge Live, and 20% says yes. So let me change that particular ratio on today's call. So let's get started. So what you'll need to do to access the system, you would need to bring up a browser, type in edge.mortgagecoach.com if you have not already bookmarked or saved this website in your favorites, so you can have access to this a little bit easier. The client that I'm going to be working with today is Terry Crews. He's an actor, so he's my borrower for today. So this is the record that I'm going to select here. You can either double click on the record within your home screen, which is your dashboard, or you can always go to view all to see all of your records at a glance. So I'm just going to double click on this record here and just go through it with you really quickly. So I have my client's name. All the important information are completed. Everywhere you see red highlighted lettering with an asterisk requires information for you to complete your presentations. Also, I added a phone number. You always want to make sure you add a friendly name. A friendly name is a descriptive name to help you stay organized as you build presentations for your borrowers or prospects. So this particular presentation is a purchase. We are comparing one product, which is a 30-year fix, with two down payment price points, 10% down and 20% down. Assumptions: the property value or purchase price is $375. I completed the affordability. This is a screen that you can bypass, but basically having that conversation with your customers, because as you can see, the first 4 tabs is who's my customer, the best contact, what are the goals for the customer, what is the price of the property, and what can they afford. So I completed that screen. And I have my 2 products here. The 30-year with 10% down, a rate of 3.5. That 20% 30-year fixed product with a 3.25%, and that's 20% down. The analysis: you as the mortgage professional, you can determine by buying a property in this particular area, being conservative, maybe the property would appreciate 3 or 4%. So I went ahead and added 4% based on my expertise. I want to show the customer the short-term analysis, and month format is what you select here. You can always make adjustments. So I chose 60 months, 5 years, and also long-term. I want to show my customer what that advantage would be within a 15-year duration. Contact information: this is another screen that you can bypass, but I wanted to fully complete this so it can drive home the point. So I have all my customers' contact information, the property address, also his mailing address. Now I'm going to hover to the last step, which is presentation. You can select your report. I want to see a total cost analysis, and now preview. In the preview area, you always want to make sure that the box is checked, notify me when this report is reviewed. So every time your borrower, recipient, or prospect clicks on your live presentation link, you will be notified through the 3 platforms. If you have the Mortgage Coach app downloaded on your phone, You'll be alerted in the mobile Mortgage Coach app, also Rate Watch, and also via email. So by checking this box, you have the ability to get those alerts. Quote date. Every time you see a quote date, you always want to make sure you protect yourself. So whenever you're looking at today's rate sheet or wherever you're pulling your pricing from, always protect yourself with adding a quote date. Now here, there's a generate link box. What you can do is select generate link, copy and paste your link and put it in an email. Or if you're working on a window-based computer, you can hit share and bring up an email. You can share via Twitter and Facebook, but when it comes to social media, always make sure you read your policy and procedures to make sure you're not violating any consumer privacy acts. So maybe not a personalized total cost presentation will be good for Facebook, but maybe you may be doing a generic marketing piece that you update for Facebook. So it's not bar specific. And right here, when you generate link, you see some other options. So we have that share. We just talked about that here. Now, you can also see there's an add video option. This is where you would select add audio and video, where you will then record a video on your browser. If you have a built-in camera or a secondary market webcam that's installed on your computer, this is where you can drive home the point, always educating your customer with a video. We always highly suggest you add a video to continue the education for your customers. So you'll select this option to add a video. But right next to add audio and video is the Edge Live button. Now, when you select Edge Live, now you are trying to start reporting live with your customer. So let's demonstrate this option here. So this is my final presentation for Terry Cruz III, and I want to do this live presentation with my customer. So let's talk about live. Why would you need to do that? Well, great question. What happens if Terry Cruz is traveling? What happens if he can't meet you, can't do a lunch and learn, can't meet you at a coffee shop, cannot come to your office, there's time constraints, and you just can't meet up. It's just impossible. But we can always talk. So you can build this presentation based on the financial needs of your customer, and you can educate by doing live reporting. So I want to show you how you can leverage this and never miss that opportunity to connect with your customer no matter where you are. You can do live reporting from your computer to their computer, or from your computer to their tablet to their mobile phone. You also can do live reporting mobile to mobile. So I'm going to show you how to leverage this great feature. So here's our final product. I have a second window down here, and I'm going to move over. I do apologize, but I'm doing a split screen, so I want you all to see. So this is my copy. I'm the loan officer. Terry Cruz is right here to the right. So I'm having that conversation with Terry. Thank you very much. Based on your financial needs, I just want to pull up with you really quickly. I know you have time constraints, so I emailed you the presentation. Can you please click on the link that I just emailed you? So this is Terry Cruz copy to the right. He clicked on that link. I need you to read my disclosure, and once you read the disclosure, I need you to select I understand. Once he selects I understand, you're good to go. Now, how do we differentiate your copy from the borrower's copy? Well, down here at the bottom, we're going to do some highlighting, and you can see there's a clear all function. On the customer's copy, they cannot do any highlighting, and they cannot remove any highlighting, and there is no clear all feature. So this to the left is the loan officer's copy. To the right is the borrower's copy. With that I understand option, they read your disclosure, and now they have your presentation. So now I'm going to drive home the point. So I want you to look at the right hand of the screen. So basically I'm saying, okay, Terry, Thank you for pulling up with me. I want you to look at these two products that I've created for you. I have the 10% down and the 20% down option. I want you to draw your eye to the purchase price of $375. Do you see that on your end, Terry? Yes, I do, Starlette. Now, as I clicked on $375, you see the right hand on Terry Crew's copy, it highlighted for him. So now I'm driving that education for him, letting him know what each feature is, answering those questions for him. So then I'll say, let's look at the 10% option. With this particular option, there's an interest rate of 3.5%. You can see that 3.5% on your end as well. Versus if you put 20% down, I can get you a reduced rate of 3.25%. And just in seconds before I end my last word in my sentence, you can see on the borrower's copy, it's being highlighted. You can go down you could click anywhere within this area. If I want to talk about the cash to close, you can see that being highlighted. Maybe the customer wants to know, if I put down this 10%, I know the LTV is over that 80% threshold, so that's going to require him to pay mortgage insurance. Well, that's a great point, Terry, but let's take a look at these payment streams. If I hit payment stream, and then you can see here, it moves the customer's copy. It takes them exactly where I want them to review their options. And I can say, after 76 payments, that mortgage insurance will be removed from your mortgage and you will see a reduced payment. So everywhere where you click in the wizard, it shows on the borrower's copy. If it's getting too muddled, maybe you want to clear some of the highlights. You can either hit clear all if you want, and it will remove all the highlights on your end and on your customer's end. That easy, that simple. What happens if you want to deep dive into the summary area? You can say, I'm going to select more info right at the top to the left. And I want to discuss with you, maybe let's talk about the down payment, or let's talk about the payment breakdown. As you can see, for the 10% 30-year fix, the P&I is $15,533 versus the 20% of $13,0562. Do you see that, Terry? Yes, I do. Great. And as you can see, if we look at the mortgage insurance, it is required for the 10%, but it's not required for the 20% based on that LTV. And if we want to deep dive and talk about the closing costs, so now I'm going to move to the closing cost tab. You can see your LTV position on both products. We can see the APR, non-APR, and here you can see your prepaids and so forth. Let me take you to the fee details because I itemized those fee details and it's driving that education. So now it's helping the customer understand what you have to offer. So I'm going to go back to the front of the screen here. Give me 1 second. Close off that, go back to the home. Now what happens if the customer says, Starlette, that's great. I really don't have 20%. I can do 10%, but can you show me what it looks like if I put 15%? I have some additional funds that I want to put 15% down. Sure. So now let's add another product. I'm going to go back into the Mortgage Coach wizard. I'm going to select close. Now I'm going to show you how to leverage from your copy from feature. I'm going to select products. And as you can see, I have my product 1 and product 2. There's a green button highlighted here, add another product. When you are using the Mortgage Coach system, you have the ability to compare up to 4 products side by side. We've only created 2, so I have room to build product 3 and 4. So let's build an additional product and show you how easy it is with using your copy from feature. So I'm going to add another product. I'm going to name this product. So the product I'm going to name, and I want to keep it consistent from my other product names. Whenever you are creating a product, you want to make sure it's 12 characters or less. So I'm going to call this one 15% conventional, just like the others, 30-year. Now I'm going to move down. It says, is this a refinance? No, it's not. Am I going to pull from a template, a product template? I could if I want to, but I'm not. I'm going to show you how to leverage from your copy from feature. So I'm going to hit copy from. Now remember, we built two products, that 10% and that 20%. So you can copy from any product you choose. So I'm going to copy from my 10%. I can copy from the 20%. It's up to you. So I'm going to copy from that 10% feature product. Click OK. Now a lot of my information have already filtered in those blank areas. I just have to do a little bit of editing. So let's go through. The purchase price is still the same, $375, but the down payment is different. It's not 10%, now it's 15%. So let me make those changes. I'm going to hit the dollar sign, which now turns into a percent sign. Now I'm going to enter in 15 for 15%. Now the system updates with my new down payment and my new base loan amount. What about the rate? So for the, if I can do it from memory, the 10% was 3.5, the 20% was 3.25. So maybe I can give them for a shorter loan, a little bit more down. I just want to make the rates a little bit different. Maybe I can give them 3.125. And remind you, I am not in a production environment like you all, you fine professionals. I have not pulled from a rate sheet. I'm just putting in factors to drive home the point. So 3.125 for this rate, it is still a 30-year fix. So the term is 360 and it's a fixed loan product. Great. I just had to edit in two places. Not bad. I'm going to advance forward by arrowing to the right. By me copying from that first product, the 10% down, you can see that all of my fees filtered. If there's any changes I need to make to the fees, I can go to closing cost details and make those edits, but I'm fine here. I'm going to advance forward. My monthly costs also copied over for me. Now here you have the mortgage insurance. If you're maybe changing the factors, you can make any edits here, but I'm going to still keep it at a factor of 0.70. I still want to collect for those reserves and property taxes. And the green button is here for me to add my fourth product if I choose to do so. But I don't need to in this case. So I'm just going to advance forward. You can keep arrowing through or you can always jump around. Anytime you hover your mouse in the green bottom section over these tabs, you'll see some additional jump outs. So now you see my three products, 10% down, 20% down, 15% down, these products that we created. But I'm just going to advance and scroll all the way to presentation and hit preview. I'm going to select preview once more. Now here's my final product. You can see by me arrowing after I completed in the 15-year, it already changed on my bar's end. Now my bar can see that 15-year product. You can see the 15-year product that I just added with you with Edge Live. You can see my 3.5%, my 3.25%, and my 3.125. You can see all that right here on the screen for you across the board. And you can also highlight. Well, the best benefit for you, Terry, is if you put 20% down, we can save you $407 and increase your cash flow. What a savings. You can see that pity payment, which is there, which is the principal, interest, tax, and insurance payment. Everywhere you see the payment and two asterisks are followed with some tandem payment notes. So it's such a benefit to use your Edge Live and educate your customer. Your conversation can change from one point to another. I went from a 10-year to a 20-year based on our previous conversation. Now you want a 15-year. Well, instead of coming to the office and me drawing up paperwork to show you this 15% down, I can just give you a visual with charts and graphs so you can definitely see what's going on here. So I'm going to remove all my highlighting. And I also want to show you what it looks like should you loop in your mobile. So here's my mobile phone. So same concept. Maybe you already built your presentation on your computer. What happened is you text the link to your customer, or maybe your customer received the email on their computer, and their email is also linked to their mobile phone. I know I use that feature where I can look at any link on my mobile or my computer. It's synced up, it links up so I can look at it from either device. It also works with your tablet. So here, this is the browser version, or maybe we're looping in Terry's wife now. Maybe we're doing a three-way conversation. So we want to educate his wife as well. So now we see the mobile version. You have to click I understand. Anytime your customer receives any presentation via computer, email, or mobile, they'll still get the disclosure. They have to read it, understand it, and hit I understand. So let me go to the home screen. So once they hit I understand, they can see this particular option. Now everyone's looking at the summary option. We have summary here in your version, summary here in the customer's version, and the summary area right here in the mobile version. I'm just going to hit summary. Now we're all looking at the same thing. Now the wife can see, Terry can see, and now you can demonstrate the conversation and educate. And all you have to do is just highlight in those particular areas where you want to draw the attention. Now you can show Terry his wife and let them know and draw that and have that conversation. You're looking at a purchase price of $375. What you guys can afford for your down payment. These are the interest rates that I'm able to provide for you across the board. And these are the payments that you can afford based on our financial assessment. So look how you can demonstrate to multiple users by using this great feature of Edge Live. I'm going to pause right here because I know I've shared a lot of information. It might be a lot to absorb. This may be a little bit advanced, but we have videos and presentations on how to show you how to do this. And for your convenience, these calls are recorded for you, where you can play them back and learn how to do this. It's always good, maybe send it to your spouse, your coworker, play around with it, get familiar with it, and drive home that education with your borrower. So I'm going to bring over the control panel. So right in the control panel, under the question area, type in any questions that you may have. What do you have to say about what you have just seen? Does it seem user-friendly? Do you think it's going to be hard for you to drive the education with using Edge Live? So I just want to take a pause here for anyone that has any questions to outline your questions here from what we just reviewed. We have the time, so I want to give you all the time to understand it, dissect it, and ask any questions. So while I'm pausing here, Lori, is there anything you want to add to Edge Live? Maybe add in a little bit of color for our audience today. I want to give you the opportunity to speak while we're in this intermission, while people gather their thoughts and their questions and feedback.
No, thank you, Star. No, you're doing a great job on showing how you'll be able to drive the presentation for the borrowers, how they can view it on the desktop as well as that mobile device. Besides adding a product, other items that they can drive with the borrower is when they start talking in that conversation. Once you're learning how long they're staying in the house, you can really customize that presentation directly for that borrower. So in that short-term area, say they're in the military and they might be moving in 3 years, you could change that 60 months to 36. Really customize the report based on those conversations. So with that, no, you're doing a great job. Going in there, seeing the analysis screen. This is when you're talking to the borrower, you can adjust those items. So as soon as Star presses the right key, you'll notice that presentation on the right-hand side is going to change from 60 months. It's going to reflect 36 months. And now you can have that conversation with the borrower based on that particular term. So it's not limited to adding products, removing products. You could change interest rates. You could do anything within Mortgage Coach, and it will reflect live on that presentation. So correct, you got that with the 36 months. Where Star's showing that now. So back to you, Star. Doing it great. We have a few questions coming in too. Great.
Thanks, Lori. I really do appreciate that. So, all right. So, Lori will address any of those questions that we have. So, thank you very much. I also want to show you one additional feature as well. So, we always talk about video. We talk about video. We talk about how important it is to do video. I'm going to bring over my mobile phone once more and show you how easy it is to make a video on your mobile. Now, some of you may not like the quality of the webcam or the quality of the camera on your computer, but you always have the option to do a video on your mobile. I mean, we're always using our mobile to take pictures of our loved ones, our family, our dog, our friends, doing those Sunday selfies, whatever the case may be. So you always have your mobile in your hand. So I'm going to go to my Mortgage Coach application because I have it downloaded on my phone. And I'm going to back out of here. So say, for example, when you are just logging in, so you hit on the Mortgage Coach application. Now you are at the home screen. I want to hit on this silhouette here, the top left. And I want to look at another partner. So we just did Edge Live on Terry Crews. I'm going to hit client here. And I'm going to look at another client that I want to add a presentation to. Maybe Jay Brown. Select Jay Brown. Now I want to select total cost analysis. Now I don't want to view the total cost analysis because you guys already know what it looks like. You know all the special features. You know you can do Edge Live. You also can do Edge Live reporting from your mobile. So if I wanted to do mobile to mobile, or if I want to do Edge Live, I'm out in the field. I'm outside of the office, but I want to educate. You don't have to be in the office on your computer to educate. You can also do Edge Live reporting from your mobile phone. So you can do mobile to mobile, or you want to do Edge Live from your mobile to their computer or their tablet. You have the ability to do that here, and you would select live reporting on your mobile. But here, I want to talk about video. So I'm going to select video here, and I have my mobile phone in my hand. I'm going to hit video, and I want to do record a new video. And as you can see, I like the quality on my video on my phone a little bit better. So here I have that presentation that I built. You always want to make sure your background is complete, making sure it's clutter-free. Make sure you stay upbeat, high energy. If you have a selfie stick, maybe you like it from a higher silhouette, maybe you have an assistant to help you do a video. But all you have to do is right at the bottom, you can see there's a record button. We give you a counter here, so you always want to make sure that you're looking straight in the camera how you would if you're doing a selfie, or taking a picture of a family photo, and just drive home that point. And always do a call to action. So hello, Terry Crews. Hello, Lori Lido. Thank you for doing a call with me today. And you can see here at the top, there's a counter. So you want to make sure that your video is always 1 to 2 minutes. And just drive home the point, a call to action, give me a call when you have this. If you look to the top left in the presentation, I have 3 products for you at 10% down, a 20% down, and a 15% down based on our conversation. Just get some content on there. You can hit stop recording. And at this point, you can save and upload this video to that live link, that presentation that you created for Jay Brown. You can save that here. You can also loop that video. So loop, another word for loop is repeat. So every time you reach that last word, thank you very much, have a great day. It will continue to play. The customer also has the option to look at your video and close your video. If for some reason, if you don't like it, you can hit the trash can and the system will ask you, are you, as a safety mechanism, are you sure you want to delete this video, yes or no? And it's that easy to do video on the browser or using your mobile device. So I want to take a moment to pause here and just ask you all, by using that question feature, can anyone tell me, are you currently using your mobile device? Are you leveraging with using your mobile device? Are you creating videos? Maybe you have a serene area like a courtyard, like I have at my office, where you want to do a video outside, or a special green room you have. Are you using video? Are you adding video to your presentation, whether it's mobile or browser? Can anyone let me know?
And while they're answering that question, Star, I had a couple questions that came in through the box.
Okay, great.
Trace, yeah, one was Tracy was asking do you talk to the client? Do you initiate the phone call? And yes, you would. You would call the client up, and once you start talking to the client, you would ask if they would have their presentation up. So maybe you could address a little bit more about that. The other thing they asked about financial advisory partners wanting to use this. Yes, this is for loan officers. Usually, the loan officer works with the financial planner in providing that TCA. But for more information, just email us at support@mortgagecoach.com and we can give you more information on that. And I see more information coming in on your video, so I'll give it back to you, Star.
Thank you so much. So yeah, that's a great point. Thank you, Terry, for that. And I'm glad you are learning, Mr. Ring. I really do appreciate that. Nice to see you on the call. So Terry, you may be uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, however we look in person is how we look on video. And it's okay to do your video, get your lighting right, make that special one. But at the end of the day, I think the customers will appreciate it if they know that you're human. And if you have a little hiccups, it's okay, because they are, you're making that personal connection. So it's okay to be uncomfortable, but it's really nice when you can drive home video and just put a name behind the face. The customers, trust me, do appreciate it. And for your segue into your conversations, it's like, if you are setting up a customer, because you're doing those KIRs, keep informed routines, touching bases with the customer, letting them know what's going on throughout the transaction. So if you add up another product, based on our conversation, I want to show you these different price points on the payments that's a little bit more affordable. I want to talk to you a little bit about it. Maybe give me a call. Maybe they're calling you back. And you can say, I just want to touch bases on the email. Do you have a chance to look at the email? They may say, no, I haven't, or I can pull it up right now. That's a great segue. Okay, click on that link, and then you can start doing that live reporting. So always find some type of common ground segue to move into it, and then also show your customers that wow factor. I tried that as well with my own realtor partner, and he was blown away. Wow, are you doing that on my computer? No, I'm doing it from my own computer, but you also get some of those wow. So that's definitely a way to blow yourself or blow the customer's mind, and also set yourself apart from your competitors. So another thing I wanted to talk to you about with the actual presentation as well, as you can see, we were able to find a nice cash flow if the customer decided to put the 20% down. They may not save immediately, but they save in the long haul by that cash flow versus putting 10% down, having that 2,200 plus payment versus 1,800. And then also having that mortgage insurance, it's about almost $196, $200. What can you do with that $200? Maybe that can help with some activities for your kids, or maybe a small little car payment on a commuter vehicle. So you can also show your customer as well by going into your wizard here, and right in this area within the analysis page, you can show your customer some investment strategies. So if you hit add reinvestment strategy here, another window pops up. And the window here is where you can show your customer, by adding some of that savings, all or a portion, how they can reduce their freedom point. So say if we're saving the customer $406.79, which is a lot of money. That's a lot of money for cash flow. You can say, maybe if you are open to taking 206.79 and adding that in as an additional payment to principal, I can show you how to reduce your freedom point from not being mortgage debt free in 30 years, but just by adding that small reinvestment of 206.79, you still have a positive 200 cash flow. You can reduce your freedom point to 23.75, and you can show that customer what that looks like. Or another option would be, maybe they don't want to invest that back into the principal. Maybe they want to put it in some type of investment portfolio. So if we come down here under the investment balance, and say, for example, we know you can't start an investment balance with zero, because if you could, everybody would do it. So say maybe they opened up a small IRA or Roth IRA or some type of investment portfolio, maybe $1,000, right? And maybe they're getting a higher rate of return on, instead of a regular checking, savings, money market of just a quarter or 0.3, or point, really a savings account is 0.03. So maybe they're getting a higher rate of return, maybe 3%. And you can say, if you were to open up an investment balance of $1,000 with a higher rate of return of 3%, and you added in that cash flow savings that I can get for you on this new purchase of $406.79, I can show you what your net worth will look like within a 15-year duration. So for the payment here, you would add $406.79. And if you let that money sit, $1,000 opening deposit, 3% rate of return, adding that payment of $406.79 into that investment portfolio over a 15-year period, you can more than triple your investment of the opening balance. It will equate to $93,397.52. So sometimes people can't find ways to save money, or it's hard for them to save money. Maybe they're paycheck to paycheck, but you can show them. That may be a little extreme. They may not want to put all that money. They still want a positive cash flow. But what happens if it's only $200? What would that look like? That's still almost $50,000. Maybe they're not saving any money or saving enough in their retirement. You can show them by showing that investment portfolio. So those are some ways that you can show your customer what it looks like to invest in their future or to invest in their property, because they're going to get that money in the form of equity. So let's see what it looks like on the presentation. So I'm going to say 206.79 back into the principal. Say OK. I'm going to save by arrowing forward. Jump to presentation. Hit preview. Select preview once more. Now on my presentation, you are able to see a small reduction payment right here of $206.79 that we added in the analysis tab under the reinvestment strategy button. And if we go here to more info, the customer can drill down and see those same options as well. So next to the closing costs, they can see the reinvestment strategy. And right here, you can also do that Edge Live reporting and say, well, let me take you to the reinvestment strategy option. The reduction payment that I added was $206.79, and showing you how to reduce your freedom point from not only 30 years, but now down to 23.75 years that you can get yourself out of debt. And this is a great feature for you to leverage, show how you can either put back into the principal, cut down your freedom point, or invest and open their minds to potential net worth long term. So that's what I wanted to show you with reinvesting those savings there. So I'll pause and stop to see if there is any questions when it comes to the reinvestment piece, because that is an additional piece that I want to show you guys today. So take your time. Also, while you guys are getting those questions together, I want to tell you here, if you're in the wizard, anywhere within the wizard, or even So here we're building our products. Maybe you get stuck or you have a question. Or maybe you're right at the home screen, the opening page, your dashboard. There's a help button here as well. So if you hit help, it routes you right over to our Mortgage Coach Support Center. We have a wealth of quick reference links, playlists and scripts, walkthrough videos, advanced topics, and strategies. Now, the strategies area is such a good feature because it tells you some of those advanced things that you can do, investment strategies, marketing pieces, everything that you need to learn. If we put in here in this blank area where it's a free form space where you can put in your hot topic, you can put in your scenario or keyword, anything that you have that you want to know about Mortgage Coach, what we have to offer. Everything that we have would be displayed for you. So I put Edge Live. So there is a link, a quick link right here, a short little video to show you how to leverage Edge Live. Also with Edge Alerts, how do I leverage from this? How do I incorporate this into my line of business that's going to work for me, make me a little bit more successful, help me with borrower conversion, and really drive home that education. Because at the end of the day, honestly, every customer deserves a total cost analysis. So that way they can make a decision with confidence and know exactly what they're getting into, so we don't recreate the crisis that we had before. So moving forward with the technology and the tools that we give you, you help avoid any of that chaos. So now each customer, you can know each loan that you closed, you did your very best, you educated them, and you can feel proud of yourself. Job well done. I met my goal and met my customer's goal. So that's all. That's our mission here, to make sure that we help you successfully provide borrower education. And then we want to make sure that we educate you as well. So that's why we have these calls, we have this support center, and we have a knowledge base in here for you. So if you cannot find the keyword or phrase that you're looking for, right underneath more, you'll see Get in Touch. If you complete this request form, it routes right over to our support team, where we have a number of experts to help you that knows Mortgage Coach in and out. You can put in your keyword, phrase, or scenario, send them a little message. By completing your form, you'll get a ticket letting you know we got your ticket, we hear you, we will respond to you within 30 minutes or less, and you'll get a response. And our support experts are available Monday through Friday for all of our members from 7:30 a.m. to 4 Pacific time to help you be successful. So this is, you always want to make sure you leverage this. And again, we have those short clip videos to help you. Maybe you may not have time to email support, or you don't have time to call. You look at this short little video, it closes the gaps, connects some dots, and you're like, I know how to do it. Let me do it myself, because the best thing, hands-on, is the best training that you can do. So you have to get in there and play with it. If you're not comfortable with videos, you have to make as many videos as you can before you feel comfortable. Anything new, you have to do it so you can feel comfortable. So in addition to here with the Mortgage Support Center, right at the top, you'll see access our monthly event calendar. So if you click this link, it routes you right over to our calendar so you can see what's new at Mortgage Coach, what's going on, what kind of events we have. And today you're in the Thursday training call with me and Lori Lida. We have demos. We also have our Mortgage Coach Universities that's starting October 3rd. That runs the first 3 weeks of the month. And we do strategies. The first week is purchase, second week is refi, and the third week is advanced strategies. We train you 2 classes a day, 8 and 11 Pacific time in the morning. And we have our Tuesday calls with our fabulous CEO. He interviews top leader professionals that share all their best practice, what you should know, how you should incorporate this in your line of business, and just some useful information. So also, if you want to know more about mobile, we have a Mobile Wednesday to leverage how to do Edge Live, how to use your mobile, why is it useful, how can you show all those new millennials, some of the new The new buyers are tech savvy. How to, show them and meet them on their own playing field. So we give you a lot of good information in the Mobile Wednesdays. And again, you have your Thursday Q&A session. So these are the platforms to show you some of these wow factors and then answer some of those questions that you may not know. So I'm going to pause here. We have about 10 minutes before we end today's session. So last call for any questions while you are gathering those questions. Don't forget to open up that question feature, the control panel, and get those questions in there so Lori and I can answer those on the call before we let you go. I'm going to pause here. Lori, if you want to jump in, if there's anything that you want to add.
Yes, I do. Thank you. No, it's great with this calendar of events. We have many trainings, as you see, that we offer from Mortgage Coach. Getting a great idea about having to learn the mobile. People attend that Mobile Wednesday multiple times. It's live, so you learn different things, but it will help you be able to really understand and drive the presentations using your mobile feature, as well as recording messages and such. So wanted to mention that. Also, when people in some of the question areas not feeling comfortable with video, and that is one of the struggles. But what we found is when we were first learning, if you have a laptop, just put a sticky over the camera area so you don't have to see yourself while you're recording, and it really relaxes you. So we just put a sticky on it, record your message, and then after you're done, you'll be able to view yourself, and it works well. It says you'll be able to take that video and just pull it out of the screen. So there's different ways of working with it. If you struggle, uncomfortable, email us at support. We could give you suggestions and be able to assist you with that. So there you go, Star, back to you.
Thank you, Lori. I
Mm-hmm.
want to show you guys something really quickly. So on the web page, so if you go to mortgagecoach.com, under member services, which is for you, there's a quick start guide here. This is a nice guide that we've definitely taken a lot of time to make sure that we have all the assets in here, make sure that we're streamlining things for you. It is such a good resource. And I want to point out some things within the guide. So not only do we tell you the what, the why, the how, all that information. You see our nice CEO and president here as well. Read a couple of things. Commentary from industry leaders. But midway within the actual the guide here, you will locate not only how to share some of the applications, the Rate Watch, that's very useful. You want to make sure every loan professional should have Rate Watch, so you're always looking at the trends of the rate as we are checking the MBS, the mortgage-backed securities for you, so you have what you need right at your fingertips. How to log in. Also here, how to share your report as well on the mobile. We have some easy steps for you. But along with that, we have a video checklist. So what is your video checklist? So how I explained earlier when I was on camera, you want to make sure you have high energy. It's just some things that you should do, some do's and don'ts, some things that you should know before you do your video. And we provide you with this video checklist so that way your video is successful. So we give you that checklist there. We also have scripts in here, what to say to your borrowers, what to say to your realtor partners. And along with that checklist, when it records for you and where to go, hit video and record your video. So that way it's right here. It's so easy, making video creation very easy. So we give you a step-by-step guide. We don't just leave you out there. We provide you with all the tools so you are a little comfortable. So make sure you check out this guide. And remember, it's in the website. You go to Member Services, the Quick Start Guide, and on page, I believe, like 34 through 36, you can look at the video checklist and the creation. So I'm just going to go back to our final presentation here. This is what we created together. Actually, it is this one. because we added in that reduction payment. So this is our final presentation here. I just want to just end the call with this in case you guys have a few additional questions. You want me to revisit some areas. So again, this is last call for any questions that you may have today. I don't want to keep any of you longer than I have to. I know it's Thursday, almost the end of the week. You guys are very busy. It's maybe might be getting ready for month end next week. So I hope you all hit your goal. So again, so last call for any questions that you may have before we end today's call. And remember, you want to use your question feature to get those questions answered so me and Lori knows how to address your questions.
Great job today, Star. And you definitely, everyone, this call, excuse me, call has been recorded, and we will post it on our website later this afternoon.
Thanks, Lori. I don't see any questions in the question box. Do you?
Mm-mm.
All
No, I
right.
don't. I think we're good.
Well, it looks like we hit all the questions today. I thank you, Lori, for joining me today and being my co-host on today's Thursday Q&A session. Again,
Oh, you're
everyone, my
welcome.
name is Starlette Johnson, and I have my fabulous co-host, Lori Lytle. We are here for you to make sure that your learning is successful with using Mortgage Coach. I hope you guys have a great Thursday, a productive day. I'll talk to you all soon, and I look forward to training you in future training sessions. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.